If you've ever felt completely useless in a team fight, like you showed up, pressed a couple buttons, and then instantly died, this is for you. I am going to walk you through 16 fighting rules every carry player must follow if you actually want to win more games. Not just farm nice items and lose anyway. And at the end, I'm going to answer the question that almost every carry struggles with. When do you farm and when do you fight? Be honest with me for a second. How many fights have you lost because you hesitated or showed up late? I want you to think about your last painful loss while we go through this. And by the end, I promise you'll never look at fights the same way again. You think you're strong, you walk up to hit a tower, and then boom, you get blink stunned from fog and deleted before you even press a button. Sound familiar? Rule number 1 is simple but powerful. Never frontline without information. If the heroes that can kill you are not showing, you do not show. It's that simple. Every game has specific threats. Maybe it's a lion with blink hex, maybe it's a faceless void with chronosphere, maybe it's enigma with black hole. Before every fight, you must ask yourself, who can stop me from playing the game? And where are they? If you don't see them, why are you walking up? Why are you hitting that creep wave alone? Let your teammates show first. Let them break smokes, use them as living wards. I know that sounds harsh, but that's how carries survive. Map awareness is not optional. Patience wins fights. Tell me honestly, do you wait for spells to be used before joining, or do you panic and run in? Start paying attention to this in your next game, and you'll instantly feel the difference. And this is just the foundation. You finally win a fight, enemies are dead, lanes are pushed, and instead of going Roshan, your team splits up and farms jungle. Then 5 minutes later, you die pushing high ground with no second life. That's painful, right? Rule number 2, get Aegis before fighting or pushing high ground. Aegis is not just an extra life. It's confidence, it's pressure, it's insurance against throwing. After a good fight or a pick-off, you should already be pinging Roshan. Don't wait for someone else to say it. Take leadership. Most first Roshans happen around the mid-game, and the timing often leads to your first big high ground attempt. Second Roshan, even more important, but here's the part people mess up. Having Aegis doesn't mean you run in and feed twice. You still need positioning, you still need discipline. A good Aegis should convert into one clean fight or objectives, not chaos. When you have Aegis, do you play smarter, or do you play reckless? Next time you get it, think about how you're going to use those 5 minutes before they even start ticking down. Because misusing Aegis can throw games just as fast as not having it. Let me ask you something that might sting a little. How many times have you died with Black King bar unused? You were waiting for the perfect moment, trying to maximize value, and instead you got chain stunned and exploded. Rule number 3, stop saving BKB in fights. BKB is not a trophy. It's not something you hold for the perfect 5-man stun. It's your permission to play the game. If you see a fight starting and you don't have vision of their disables, just press it. Start strong, play fast. The biggest mistake carries make is being greedy with BKB duration. They wait, get stunned once, panic, drop to half HP, and then press it too late. By then, the fight is already bad. Even with Aegis, this applies. There's no point dying once, respawning, and realizing your whole team is already gone because you tried to be efficient instead of decisive. Be honest, are you using BKB early, or are you gambling every fight? In your next match, I dare you, press BKB earlier than feels comfortable and see how much cleaner fights feel. And once you get that confidence, everything changes. Now here's where things get deeper. Have you ever felt like you go in too hard and die, or play too scared and do nothing? That's because you don't understand hard commit versus soft commit. Rule number 4, learn the difference and master both. Hard commit means you're going all in while you're strong, usually during magic immunity. When you press BKB or have some form of immunity, that's your window to deal maximum damage. You step forward with intention, you force the fight. But here's the critical part, once your BKB is almost over, you must already be thinking about leaving. Watch the icon. If it's about to expire and the fight isn't clearly won, back up. Too many carries overstay by 2 seconds and throw everything. That's how chain stuns happen. Soft commit is the opposite energy. It's dancing on the edge. Going in, hitting, stepping out, waiting for cooldowns, going back in. Think of it like a rhythm. Fight, breathe, fight again. Do you feel the tempo of your fights, or are you just button mashing and hoping? Start treating fights like controlled chaos instead of panic, and you'll survive longer and deal more damage. And surviving longer as a carry is everything. Picture this, you jump the enemy tank in front because he's the closest target. You waste your BKB hitting him, and meanwhile their supports are in the backline stunning, healing, saving everyone. Then you die. That's a targeting problem. Rule number 5. Prioritize squishy heroes and backline supports. Most of the time, supports are the reason fights become impossible. They have disables, heals, saves, annoying defensive items. If you remove them first, the fight becomes simple. You only have a few seconds of real power when you hard commit. In those few seconds, you need impact. That usually means eliminating one hero fast. Why spend your strongest window hitting a tank who wants you to hit him? Think about the first 5 seconds of every fight like they decide the entire outcome, because most of the time, they do. And yes, supports will try to counter you with items like Ghost Scepter or Glimmer Cape. So what do you do about that? Do you just complain in chat, or do you adapt? This is where the next rule becomes the difference between average and elite carries. You load into a game with your favorite build in mind, same items every time, same order, no adjustments, and then you lose because their lineup completely counters your plan. Rule number 6, itemize to solve problems. Every game is different. If they have tons of disables, BKB is mandatory. If they have saves like Ghost Scepter, you need something to counter that. Stop building on autopilot. Ask yourself, what is stopping me from carrying this game? Your first item is usually about farming faster. Your second is usually about surviving so you can actually show up to fights. After that, you blend damage and durability. A good benchmark is having enough health to not instantly die before you start stacking pure damage. If you can't survive, damage doesn't matter. Let me ask you, when you lose, do you ever look back and think your items were wrong? Or do you just blame teammates? Start reviewing your builds honestly. That self-awareness alone can boost your win rate. And now the special rule everyone struggles with. When do you farm, and when do you fight? Here's the truth. If your team is pushing forward and you've hit your key items, you need to move toward them. Farm in their direction. Be close enough to join within seconds. The biggest mistake carries make is what I call invisible farming. You're hitting jungle camps far away while your team is posturing mid. A fight breaks out, you're too far, they die, you arrive late, game feels impossible. That's not bad luck, that's positioning on the map. Once you hit your timing, especially around your first big survivability item, your farming pattern should connect you to your team, not isolate you. Ask yourself during every mid-game, if a fight starts right now, can I be there immediately? If the answer is no, you're probably farming wrong. And when you start consistently joining fights at the right time, your hero damage numbers will reflect it. You'll feel more impactful, you'll close games faster. So here's what I want you to do. In your next few games, don't try to apply everything at once. Focus on one rule at a time. Maybe it's pressing BKB earlier. Maybe it's waiting for threats to show. Maybe it's changing your farming pattern. And after the game, ask yourself, did I follow it? Did it change the outcome? If you truly commit to improving your team fighting discipline, I promise you your rank will reflect it. Now I'm curious, which of these rules do you struggle with the most? And what's the worst fight you've ever thrown as a carry? Think about it. Because in your next game, you're going to face that same situation again. The question is, will you repeat the mistake, or will you finally play it differently? Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thanks be to God.